During the mid to late 1960s, Eddie Błaszczyńczyk's Versatones were just hitting their stride and became one of the most sought-after polka bands of the decade. Playing anywhere from 160 to 170 performances a year, the band logged an enormous amount of miles from all the road work that would take them from their home base of Chicago to various venues on the East Coast, Mid-Atlantic, Upper Midwest, and beyond. Tours to Poland and Europe are also part of the yearly itinerary. In the fall of 1969, 5 members of the Versatones left the group, including Lenny Gomulka, who had been served his papers for military service. As Eddie Błaszczyńczyk was busy reorganizing the Versatones, another band in the local Chicago area began to take shape. Pop artists James Seals and Dash Crofts released a song on their 7th album that reached number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on the adult contemporary charts in the summer of 1975. It became one of the Tones' signature songs when they recreated it in polka style. Off the 1976 album, 200 Years of Polka Music, here is Full Circle with the Tones arrangement of We'll Play For You.
Shining and the microphone is on, I'll play for you. So many will be the blessings and so short will be the time, I'll play for you. I'll always stay with you, I love you, yes I do. I sing every song just for you. Hear the band, hear the band. Won't you let the music take you here the band? And let this night go on forever. Don't you ever stop the music, hear the band. Many years, and I've come a long, long way just to play for you. So I write but a song, have written in many ways just to say to you. I love you, yes I do, I'll always be with you. I'll sing my song of love just for you. Hear the band, hear the band. You can sing and stomp your feet and clap your hands. And these few moments we'll share together. And I'll always play for you. Hear the band.
Concertina and reed player Wally Maduja had been an intricate part of various bands in the Chicagoland area, including Jim Pietrantczyk's Polka Sharps, Little Wally, Marion Lush, and Eddie Błaszczyńczyk's Versatones. He would become the organizer and later the manager of this new band. With the accordion talents of Richie Sendra, along with his own concertina work, the Tones would be the first polka band to utilize these 2 keyboard instruments in tandem, a concept that is used by many polka bands today. Richie would also come to be known as the foundation for the innovative sound of a strong left-hand bass, along with a smooth bellow shake. The Tones would start out as a local wedding band playing the usual cover songs, and they would occasionally perform at local venues and lounges in the Chicagoland area. Most of the time, they would start out by playing pop music until a polka was requested, and then that's when the real party would start. Coming up next is Full Circle with the Tones arrangement of a melody with German roots and first heard with Polish lyrics by the late Joe Pat Paterik of Chicago and his orchestra. Here is When We Met.
Od tańca chodziłem, śpiewki se śpiewałem. Jak byłem młodym chłopakiem, wesołe czasy ja miałem. La 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 la. Na zabawie cię widziałem, jak cię poznałem, jak cię polubiałem. Kiedyś będziesz moją drogą, kiedyś będziesz moją żoną. Jak byłaś młoda dziewczyna, ty zawsze śpiewała i dziś mnie kochała. Ja to nigdy nie zapomnę. Kocham cię, dziewczę, serdecznie. Ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la, ula la 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 la, ula 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 la la la.
Each musician in the band contributed to the song ideas and arrangements that made up the Tones repertoire, and no sheet music was ever written. These were known in musical vernacular as head arrangements, which was also common practice among many jazz instrumentalists as well as polka musicians from the Chicagoland area. Somebody in the band would come up with a song idea, then the horn section would go off and work out their melody and harmony parts, while the rest of the band focused on the rhythmic areas. And once the whole band came back together, the magic would begin. The Tones took the next song from two different sources. One from a band from the East Coast, the Walt Solik Orchestra, who called the song I Don't Want to Go Home Polka and used English lyrics. The other band was from right up the street, so to speak, the Naturals of Chicago, who played the melody as an oberek, used Polish lyrics, and called it I Won't Go Home Oberek. Here now, full circle with the Tones arrangement of I Won't Go Home Oberek.
Nie pójdę do domu, aż rano, nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień, hej! Nie pójdę do domu, bo Kaska jest sama. Nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień. Nie pójdę z tej całej, bo mnie tu ubili. Nie pójdę do domu, aż będzie dzień.
As evidenced by several selections within the Tones repertoire, there was some Eastern-style influences in the band's music. Songs like Tutti Frutti, Why Not Hop, Mike the Lover, Czerwone Gatki, or Red Knickers, gave tribute to bands like Jim Pietranczyk, Walt Jaworski, the Connecticut Twins, and others. The Tones finally recorded and released their first recording from the heart of Chicago in 1972, and did the project at the studio of their former boss, Eddie Błaszczyk. Bel Air Records in those days was the promised land of record labels, with many bands from all over the country seeking to produce their own albums under this well-respected name. Eddie Błaszczyk, in the meantime, added to his Bel Air stable with the purchase of Ampol Records, home of bands like the Ampolairs, the Naturals, and still others. The Tones became one of the elite bands to record on the Ampol record label and would ultimately release 3 recordings. The Tones also took ideas from pop and country music to create their own arrangements, and in 1972, Karen and Richard Carpenter released one of their all-time hit songs, Top of the World, which would become Billboard's Hot 100 #1 hit for 2 consecutive weeks. The Tones saw the potential in doing this as a polka and recorded it on their second release of 1974 by the same name. And here now is Full Circle and the Tones arrangement of On Top of the World.
Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Everything I want the world to be is not coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are here. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I see. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found. Ever since you've been around, you've always put me at the top of the world. In the winter's learned my name, and it's telling me that things are not the same. In the leaves on the trees and the touch of the breeze, there's a pleasing sense of happiness for me. There is only one wish on my mind. When this day is through, I hope that I will find that tomorrow will be just the same for you and me. All I need to will be mine if you are here. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found. Ever since you've been around, you've gone and put me at the top of the world.
Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, let's acknowledge the members, the original members of the Tones, who are with us this afternoon performing for you on trumpet, clarinet, and vocals, Lenny Gomulka. On drums, ladies and gentlemen, and also on vocals, and he's a legend by any kind of standard for drummers, Mr. Roger Malinowski. And helping us out on accordion, ladies and gentlemen, the Foundation is here. Richie Sendra. Now the question has been asked many times, did the guys in the Tones know each other when they were growing up? Roger and Lenny lived 2 neighborhoods away and met each other at Polonia Grove, of all places. Yep. Later on, they would attend high school together, and engage in the usual teenage hijinks with fast cars and such.
Yeah, baby.
Picture that, baby. While he lived one neighborhood away, Jerry grew up in the same neighborhood as Lenny, went to the same grade school, and they attended band lessons together. Zach was only a half a block away, and the only import was Richie, who at that time was from the southern part of Chicago, and met Lenny when he played with Jerry Pietranczyk's Polka Sharps. And it's waltz time now with a composition by Richie Sendra, recreating the Ampliaire's big band sound of 3 saxes and 1 trumpet used in their pop arrangements, the tones recorded in the legendary Wedding Waltz. This classic selection also includes the smooth-flowing accordion work of Richie and is recreated now by Polka Hall of Famer Al Piatkowski. Here now is the Wedding Waltz. and gentlemen, Al Piatkoski and Richie Sendra, the Wedding Waltz. Club 505, Ed's Crystal Tap, Joe and Jean's Lounge, Johnny Hisney's Personality Lodge, the Baby Doll, Jake's, and Club Antoinette. The old polka lounges of Chicago were legendary, and these were among the typical venues where one would find the Tones performing. The original idea, agreed upon by the band members, was to limit the amount of road work and focus on playing most of the engagements within the Chicagoland area. Unfortunately, much to the disappointment of many fans outside the Chicagoland area. The Tones also brought back songs that had been recorded and made popular by other Chicagoland bands such as the Naturals, Ampaliers, and others. Another band from the Chicago polka past, the Starlights, would record one album for the Ample record label. Off that album, titled Here Come the Starlights, was one of the signature songs that featured future Tones member Max Cava. Sweet Music was the name of the song that included musical changes from major mode to minor mode and back, and an acrobatic clarinet duet between Lenny and Jerry. Full Circle now recreates the Sweet Music polka.
Muzyka mi grała, muzyka śpiewała. Oj, wesoła muzyka, spokój mi zabrała. Muzyka mi grała, śpiewała. Muzyka śpiewała i grała. Muzyka mi grała, śpiewała. Muzyka śpiewała i grała. Wygrywa Polseki do tańca. Każdy się zabawi na balu do końca. Muzyka grała, śpiewała. Muzyka śpiewała i grała. Muzyka grała, śpiewała. Muzyka śpiewała i grała. Muzyka mi grała, muzyka śpiewała. Oj, zazawa, muzyka serduszko zabrała. Muzyka mi grała, śpiewała. Muzyka śpiewała i grała. Muzyka mi grała, śpiewała. Muzyka śpiewała i grała. say good morning to love. Here's the woman sharing my life with me. She's the happiness my dreams are made of. Life can be beautiful, that's all you need. Take a tear and turn it inside out. Take a frown and turn it upside down. To understand what you're singing about. Take a sad song and turn it around. Shake a hand and shake yourself a friend. Say hello to someone you don't know. When it rains, let the sun shine in. Then you got yourself your own rainbow. Every day I say good morning to love. Here's the woman sharing my life with me. She's the happiness my dreams are made of. Life can be beautiful, that's all you need. Take a tear and turn it inside out. Take a frown and turn it upside down. To understand what you're singing about. Take a sad song and turn it around. Shake a hand and make yourself a friend. Say hello to someone you don't know. Whatever is, let the sun shine in. Then you got yourself your own rainbow. Every day I say good morning to love. Here's the woman sharing my life with me. She's the happiness my dreams are made of. Life can be beautiful, that's all you need. Feeling blue and you don't know what to do. Just someone with a girl and fall in love. If the skies are always gray, you can't face another day. Go somewhere with a girl and fall in love. Love is a wonderful feeling. You lose your every care, and instead of dreaming, everything you want will be there. So remember what I say, next time all the skies are gray, go somewhere with the girl and fall in love. Your heart feels blue and you don't know what to do. Go somewhere with a girl and fall in love. If the skies are always gray, you can't face another day. Go somewhere with a girl and fall in love. Hey, love is a wonderful feeling. You lose your every care, and instead of dreaming, everything you want will be there. So remember what I say, next time all the skies are gray, go somewhere with the girl and fall in love.
Arrangement of Never Again.
Never again will my heart be the same. Never again will I try. Since you are gone, every piece has your name. Unless you come back, it will wither and die. Never again will I want someone new, 'cause my broken heart will never bend. Until you come back, it will alone I'll remain. I'll never love another, not ever again. Never again will I care where I go. Never again will I smile. I lost alone, but I treasured so much. So never again will my life be worthwhile. Never again will I know happiness. So why should I try to pretend? Until you come back, here alone I'll remain. I'll never love another, no, never again.
Originally released in 1957 and still amongst his fans' most favorite selections. Off the Tones recording polkas from the heart of Chicago. Full circle now with I Walk the Line.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I'll keep the ends up for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep the ends up for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Sure as night is dark and day is light, I'll keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness, I know proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. And happiness, I know proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
The memories and songs of the Tones. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Full Circle.
Thank you, Jack in the Mirror.